Adrian, I guess I should call you Arg.
Yes.
Is that your artist alter ego or?
Yes.
Okay.
My name's Adrian Gunther, but my signature my whole life has been ARG. It's my initial. It's my monogram, but it's also that piratey word, ARG. And so I always love to. It works with everything. If I'm upset and I sign it ARG, it works. If I'm excited, ARG. So
I love
so
it.
ARG the artist. It's very simple.
Hey, Arg the artist.
I'm trying to create a brand, something memorable.
I love it. Being in your space is certainly going to be memorable. It's awesome down here.
Thank you.
So thank you for having me. I want to know the origin story of Arg the artist.
Absolutely. So I'm one of, and I've met others like myself. I call myself a COVID artist. So it's one of those very depressed, I was in between jobs at the moment, and I just started somehow doing a little bit of art. And I started sending it to my dad, who I didn't really know very well at the time. He's my biological father. I was raised by my dad, but my biological father's come into my life later as I'm shared art with him. And he would give me some positive feedback. And by the way, this stuff I see it nowadays, and I'm like, wow. It's like, you have a kid, and whatever they do, you're gonna love. Sure. So that encouragement fooled me into keeping painting. Yeah. And so I painted every day. I've been painting every day for just about 3 years. And that's a lot of hours with a brush in your hand. So I've learned a lot along the way. I've met, as I came into being an artist or thinking of myself as one, I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Because I didn't know what to do with it. I was in my 50s. And it wasn't something I grew up with. I had no training. So you know what I did? I looked up a local artist. I reached out to him. Jake Patton, I'm sure he's been on your show. And Jake, I probably saw, some video from that I'm like, oh, reached out to that guy, and he took me under his wing. And one thing just keeps leading to another. You meet one person, you meet another, and then you're in a community. Fort Wayne's arts community is incredible.
That's why this show exists.
Yes.
Isn't it fantastic?
Yes, the people. It's the people.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to be one of them now.
Yeah. Okay. You said that during COVID, you were feeling depressed, and you kind of glossed over that you said, so I somehow started doing art. Can you remember that moment when it was like, I'm going to buy a canvas, I'm going to...
True story. I tried to do art my whole life. I've always been compelled,
Yeah.
But I could only do about 3 things. I could sketch a house, a monster, and a strong guy. But I've been able to do that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I can do a turkey, if you trace it like that.
Sure.
And from there, it was just like hacking at it every day, just like trying to make art and struggling. I swear, some of the early paintings, I bled for them. Like, how do you make a brick? How do you make a castle? How do you make every little thing along the way that I've learned how to make becomes another puzzle piece. Like, there's a guy over here with he's holding a clipboard. Boy, do I love painting clipboards. They're super easy, but it's a clip. They're super recognizable.
Yeah.
So, there's a doctor. Put a clipboard in his hand. There's a scientist. Give him a clipboard. This is a book up here. There's gonna be a clipboard in somebody's hand.
Yes.
It's those little bitty things you learn.
Yeah.
And of course, the houses. I can still do the houses.
Okay, at what point did you decide to send a piece of your work to your dad?
I create something, and then I have this. It's not about look what I made, it's look what exists. I'm excited about the picture, the thing going on in the picture, what it talks about, the characters. I feel like art needs to be seen. So that compulsion, the first person was my dad. Then I have 4 kids, and I had about 100 and some paintings stacked up, and I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. Mm-hmm. And my kids are like, you ought to go on Instagram. And I didn't know anything out. But anyway, now I'm on there. Find me on Instagram.
Oh, believe me, I did.
Arg the artist. I love it.
At Arg the artist. Yes, I told you I did a deep dive, and I just kept thinking, I can't wait to get to know this guy, because I feel like every piece is a story, but you get to kind of drive the bus and decide. Yeah. It's very cool. As I'm looking at your stuff, and especially the winks to Fort Wayne, it makes me wonder how you describe your style or aesthetic.
It's tough because I'm finding it every day and
Oh,
it's changing all the time. And if you look around, you can pick different things and say, I don't know if this was the same artist or whatever. But I think, and I say it in my little artist statement, this bothers my wife when she hears this, but the darkness in beauty and the beauty in darkness. I don't, even though my characters are often dolls and Smurfs and strawberry shortcake. I painted all of these things, but in a context. If there's strawberry shortcake, there's going to be the purple pie man.
Yeah.
And if there's Smurfs, there's going to be Gargamel. And you have to. It's not all.
That's life, right?
Smelling good, right?
Yeah. So you say that you are daily sort of discovering that style. But do you even want to? Because I look around at this and I'm like, don't pigeonhole yourself.
You know what's more important is the subject to me. So here's the thing, it's communication for me. And as long as it's recognizable, I give myself a break. I'm not the realist. I'm not trying to knock your sock. Like, that's what photography is for.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I admire anyone. I mean, I know some artists that can blow your socks off. Like, this big oil painting, and then you look at the boat, and then you look at you can see the little handle on the rod and reel, and I'm just like, there's a splotch, that's the person, good luck.
Yeah. Enjoy. Okay, but were you always comfortable with the splotch being the person and good luck? Or did
I could never do otherwise. But I learned.
Were you striving for that, or did
Yes,
you?
no, I was striving for more. I was striving to communicate, right?
Yeah.
And so my first paintings, I might have to explain them to people a little bit more. Okay, this is and you've seen that. Like, what am I looking at?
Sure.
Especially with abstract.
Yes.
But I learned to bully my paintings. So what that meant is going back to it over and over and over until I was satisfied. Now, 2 years ago, I was satisfied. I go and pull out those older paintings. I'm still not satisfied. I'm unsatisfied now. Now I go back to bullying until I get it to where I want. And anything on the wall could be a work in progress because I often go back and I'll add a spot of white in an eyeball or something.
Yeah.
There's always that one last detail to do. I just began to be able to make things more and more recognizable. And then commissions helped because people started buying my work and nobody wants what I want to paint. Like, who wants a sleeve? You want a sleeve stack? I got sleeve stacks. I have so many paintings of sleeve stacks. You don't know what a sleeve stack is, do you? Okay. Sleeve stacks are interdimensional beings from the land of the lost. The scariest things I ever encountered as a child. I paint them today to get over my fear. Look behind you. There's a sleeve stack. That's the sleeve stack employee of the month. The green guy on the stairs.
Yes.
That's a sleeve stack.
Oh,
But anyway,
creepy.
yeah, he's creepy. But they used to go around with nets, and they're like, and they had these big shiny eyes. But when I could make a sleeve stack look like a sleeve stack, then I could do what I wanted with him. Now I've got a painting I call Sleeve Stacks and Slacks. So they're wearing slacks, slacking and snacking. So one of them's playing with a yo-yo, and then the other one's eating a carrot. Because I think sleeve stacks are probably vegetarian, don't you?
Natural, maybe even vegan.
Yeah, total vegan, total vegan.
What do you think, if you could articulate it, what has art taught you about yourself?
It taught me that I feel like a superhero in a way. Magic. Art to me is magic, and I've met some other artists, and the term magic comes up a lot. And if you think about magic, there's illusion, right? Creating. I mean, you have a flat panel, and you create something that can be very realistic. It can come something that does not exist, never did exist, never will exist. It's magic. So it's taught me that it's just given me a real joy of life. Like, it's made me happy.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it has made me happy. Anytime I'm down, sketch, paint, sculpt, I don't care. Do something. And then it's like, how can you be in a bad mood if you go paint like a chicken or something?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel your joy. And I hope it means something to you that your work brings me joy and others joy. I mean, what a
I
cool,
hope.
yeah, something that didn't exist exists now thanks to you and creates joy.
Yeah.
Or maybe creates an outlet for a childhood fear or whatever.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
just,
It's not all happy.
Yeah,
Trust me.
yeah.
I have a fair share of pieces that won't hang in any galleries.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you have the familial connection now with your dad, that's so cool. Your work is so cool. And maybe it's because you remind me of my baby brother, but this has been one of the most delightful interviews. I am just thrilled. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.